بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome my dear students of Riyadh Salihin Model Schools, the secondary stage, to a new lesson of your Mega Goal 5 Students book. My dear students, open your books at page 14, 10 writing, pages 14 and 15. In today's lesson, we are going to learn how to write a descriptive essay or a descriptive paragraph about people. But let's get started, my dear students, with the first question. Do you think it's necessary for people to share the same characteristics in order to get along well with each other? Why and why not? The answer for this question depends on your point of view of the characteristics that people should have, or the qualities that people should have to get along well with each other. Here, my dear students, an answer for this question: yes, I do. It is necessary for people to share the same characteristics in order to get along well with each other. One can't live with those who are not of the same qualities as he is. We can say that each one of us or of the people complements the other. If there is a lack of something, one can make it up from his partner or from his colleague or mate.
Page 14. 10. Writing.
There is a memory that always makes me smile with contentment and admiration, and that is the memory of my maternal grandparents. My grandfather was a dedicated lawyer whose moral fiber prevented him from taking advantage of circumstances to make a profit. He was highly respected in Turkish courts and had the reputation of the most honest law specialist. He was genuinely interested in people, history, law, and philosophy, and was always reading when he was at home. He was the calmest, most serene person I have ever met. He never raised his voice, never lost his temper, and had a special ability to always rationalize things ever so smoothly that the worst calamity seemed like a slight twitch. Nothing could make him lose his sense and aura of peace. Grandmother, on the other hand, was the exact opposite. She used to get all worked up about things and flustered over minor irregularities. She had to have everything planned just so, and still worried about things that could go wrong. She wanted everything to be perfect, sometimes to an extreme. Once, when she had gotten into her cleanliness frenzy, she called someone in and got rid of genuine antique furniture that Grandfather had painstakingly collected over a number of years and arranged in this perfect replica of a drawing room. There were fine, elegant chairs with brocade upholstery on the seats, and beautiful tables, not to mention some exquisite mirrors. Grandmother had gotten it into her head that it was all useless because it collected too much dust, and decided to sell it off to the first bidder for next to nothing. When Grandfather came home, he opened the door to the little drawing room to admire his creation and found an empty shell. He asked Grandmother where everything was, and she very naturally informed him that she'd gotten rid of it because it was a dust magnet. All he did was chuckle, and then sat down at the table to have his lunch. This incident pretty much rounds up the amazing symbiosis between these two wonderful people. In spite of their different characteristics, they obviously complemented each other in a way that only they could fully appreciate.
After listening to this, text, my dear students, we are here talking about two people living together, a grandfather and a grandmother. Each one of them has his own characteristics. Let's continue our questions. Who are the people involved? What kind of people are they? Underline words that provide information about each one. In your view, what are the characteristics that they share? What do you think might have happened if they both shared exactly the same characteristics and attitude to life? If they were both like the grandfather, if they were both like the grandmother, why did the writer choose to describe the particular incident? What do you think it portrays? Question 1. Who are the people involved? The writer's maternal grandparents. What kind of people are they? Grandfather and grandmother. And here, my students, we have some of their characteristics that were mentioned in the text. The first ones are for the grandfather: dedicated lawyer, moral fiber, highly respected, and so on. Grandmother gets all worked up and flustered over minor irregularities. Everything planned just so, worried about things that could go wrong, wanted everything perfect to an extreme cleanliness frenzy. What do you think might have happened if they both shared exactly the same characteristics and attitude to life? If they were both like the grandfather or the grandmother? They don't seem to share much aside from the fact that they complement each other. If they were both like the grandfather, they would probably forget to take care of practicalities and day-to-day issues. If they were like the grandmother, they would probably end up annoying each other and causing a lot of stress. Why did the writer choose to describe the particular incident? What do you think it portrays? The writer chose to portray this incident because it provides a perfect example of symbiosis and sense of priorities that is led by feelings and primary concern for the other person rather than material possessions. Let's go to the third question, my dear students. What is the topic of each paragraph? What or who is the paragraph about? Are all paragraphs about the same length? Why or why not? What words or phrases describe the qualities of each person? Can you think of more? What qualities are demonstrated through the incident? The topic of each paragraph. Paragraph 1 introduces the theme, topic, focus on grandparents. 2. Grandfather. 3. Grandmother. 4. Grandfather's reaction. 5. Conclusion, writer's point of view. Are all paragraphs about the same length? Why and why not? Not all paragraphs are the same length because each paragraph serves to focus on a particular topic, purpose that can be catered for through more or less in terms of length, words, sentences. What words, phrases describe the qualities of each person? Can you think of more? Here are the qualities of both grandfather and the grandmother. Which qualities are demonstrated through the incident? Understanding, empathy, humor, lack of conflict, symbiotic attitude, caring.